Hello. Oh, whoops. Okay. Hello, people of YouTube, of the secondary Edbound YouTube channel. Today we are doing another commentary tracks. We have chosen Spider-Man Noir. There was 5 different submissions from the people who are currently in the chat right now, and this one was the one that got chosen by the wheel of randomness. Join the Patreon today. Yeah, listen to Storm. He knows what he's doing. All right. Let's do this. Spider-Man Noir. I made this in 2020 during the peak pandemic era. And this was when my brain was actually turning into mush because of staying inside all the time. So let's see what happened. Oh, I remember this. This was the first time I got like lights. Like these like LED lights, and I was so excited to use them.
Moida.
Ha! Moida.
What does the city come to? One thing's for sure. Whoever this guy is, he's dead now.
Ha! Yeah, this video looks really pretty still. The black and white really like makes the outlines look so crisp and insane. And these low angles, this was the first time. This video was actually the introduction of a lot of techniques that are staples of videos today, such as the raised platforms, the LED lights, and different types of backgrounds, I think. But this video, I feel like a lot of the filmmaking techniques I used really elevated at this specific point. Did you shoot in black and white or just edit it that way? I did shoot it in black and white. I desaturated the entire image, and then I upped the contrast so that way the black part of the screen was even blacker and the whites were whiter. And I did that for Spider-Man Noir 2 as well, because that's really important. If you're gonna shoot in black and white, make sure you desaturate the image. You'll never have a copy of it that's in color, which is unfortunate, but it will make the black and white look so much better. You really got to be making sure you're like really conscious of what it's gonna look like. Anyways.
Oh boy.
Oh, I love James's acting in this. Oh, and this is also when I was trying to. I wanted this video to seem serious, so I did the mouth animation.
We got a body. Spider's log. 2 cops just pulled up. Maybe if I stick around, they'll see something useful. It's just.
Also, I based the Spider-Man Noir voice off of JFK from Clone High. I don't know if I can still do it. I gotta practice. I'm out of practice, but I could probably do it for Spider-Man Noir 3. Is Spider-Man Noir 3 coming out? Yes. Spider-Man Noir 3. I honestly, I know it's been 3 years, but I really had a vision for this entire series, a beginning, middle, and end planned out. I just never quite got around to it because I spent so much time on Spider-Man Noir 2 and it didn't do all that well, and it kind of shook me. Whenever I spend a long time on a video and it doesn't do that well, it kind of shakes me from pursuing it, because then it becomes more of a risk, like a money risk, a monetary risk, and a YouTube channel kind of retention risk for the audience. But I do really want to make a Noir 3. It was actually going to go up to about 5. There's going to be about 5 parts, and I still want to make them one day, truly. I want to tie up all the loose ends that I've made for these like plot threads on my channel at some point, but I got to grind a little bit more.
Actually, Fez, look. Drugs.
Nice.
Not just any drugs. Our drugs.
The mouth movements are actually kind of bad. They're not the animation itself isn't bad, but the way they actually look on the character, it's clear that it's not there, you know? I think I should have turned the contrast on this way up, because the black does not match this black. You know what I'm saying? This looks gray compared to the black of his eyes. It just doesn't match.
Our drugs.
I think I fixed it
You know the protocol.
in the second one. Ha! I forgot about that joke.
Alright. You know the protocol.
Yeah, because they gotta get rid of the evidence. They're in on these drugs.
It's time for me to get involved.
I love lines like the cops just murdered that dead body, because it's silly.
I watch you more than that.
Okay, I think the animation or the action here, it's a little bit too dark. I guess that's the main issue, you know. Spider-Man Noir, of course he needs to move in the shadows and be crazy and stuff, but at the same time, the viewers gotta see him. You gotta really.
It's time for me to get involved.
I spent so much time on this animation, but you can't quite see all of it. That's unfortunate.
I watch you more than.
At least you can see the whites of the web. I think maybe that's more important. But this was something I tried to fix in the 3D video of the Spider-Man Noir when he stops the smoker. I used a lot of backlights there, and I feel like if I had known to do that here, it could have come out a lot better.
I watch you more than that dead body. Why? Who was he? What did he do?
I don't know. My foot slipped.
So did
A foot
mine.
slipped. He's so British. This is such a silly little bit. What the hell? Why'd he do that? I love this part though.
What are you doing?
My foot slipped. Now who was that guy? Talk!
We don't know who he was.
Give me some names before I start doing donuts!
Before I start doing donuts. This part was a lot of fun to animate. I feel like the animation here, the action here is a lot more clear because now he's up against a white background, so you can see him. The British New York cop, that was actually gonna be a plot point. That was actually gonna be a plot point. The fact that he was British, he was gonna like go on a boat and try to go back to Britain, and it was gonna get hijacked by like the lizard or something, and it was gonna be a big action scene. It's still gonna happen. I love the music, man.
Now talk! I'll never say a word!
Now talk. That was my favorite bit. Is just him brutalizing a guy and now talk. Like I stole that from a lot of Twitter memes about Batman brutalizing people, but I still think it's funny.
Wait a second. I recognize you. So Doc, we have to go find your science work very interesting. Could you tell us more, for the story?
For the story.
Genetic biology.
And then this jazz music that I just found
Got
online.
any more to say about this? Doc? Dr. Connors?
What?
Hello?
What? Oh yes, genetic biology, the study of genetics.
So the thing about Dr. Connors specifically,
Doc?
I had this whole story about him. He lost his arm in World War I. That was my idea for this version of Dr. Connors. Because, as you guys know, I'm a little bit obsessed with World War I. Even back then. Out of 10, how fun was this video to make? Let's see. It was peak pandemic, which unfortunately did take away a lot of the enjoyment I made from making videos. But I still really, really liked how this one came out. I love the aesthetics. I loved the music specifically, and I really liked the soul of this video. But yeah, he lost his arm in World War I, and I really wanted to make it like kind of like a perspective on that. I wanted to have like some flashback scenes of him in the war actually, and kind of really make him like more of a sympathetic kind of character, more of a tragic character if anything, because he's not supposed to survive to the end. You know, it was supposed to be like this whole thing about you can survive but still be destroyed and still lose yourself. And I was gonna have this thing. It was gonna be. I like at the time, I don't know if it's crazy now, but I was gonna try to execute it in a crazy way. Where in the very final battle, where there's like a huge, like, you know, there's gonna be like a huge struggle between the cops, Kingpin's forces, and the lizard that was just on the loose, and they're like all fighting each other in this giant complex that Kingpin owns. Gunfire everywhere, and Spider-Man Noir is like in there because he's trying to save people, because at this point he spent a lot of time with Dr. Connors, and he recognizes, like, you know, he sees that what's going on, this whole firefight, and he's like, this shit sucks. It's just like the war. You know, so he's trying to save people, but the lizard is also on the loose. And the lizard, I wanted to have this bit where you can see his perspective from his perspective. And while he's lost in all this gunfire and shit, he has like his own flashbacks to his time in the war as well. And I wanted it to be like this whole like narrative cohesion that I was really excited for. Like I really had a vision for where this was gonna go, and I still really, really want to finish it one day because like I had a lot of ideas for it. I just don't want it to go on crazy. Did you change the plot from Nazis to drugs? Yeah, there's no Nazis in this. There's not supposed to be. Not like in this one, because that's more about like I think Dr. Octopus, you know. But yeah. But this was like a part of the reason why I made this is because of my obsession with World War I started around here. So I wanted to do something historical that kind of like wasn't exactly that, but the shadow of that, you know, and how it really affected people.
Because I could always come back.
No, it's
Cause like I know I talk about that shit a lot, but like that's my favorite battle from World War I. None of them. That was a horrible time. I think I'm so like I think about that time so much because it's just so tragic. It's such a tragic and awful thing that happened. The thing is, all the battles are the same. They're all the same. Like just throw a billion guys at like a bunch of machine guns, and maybe some of them will like take the trench, but they're all gonna die, and they're all gonna be like 18 or 19, and they're all gonna just be like way too young for this, and it's just gonna be unfair.
fine. Pardon me, I'm just a little distracted. You know what they say.
You know what they say.
Now what do they say?
We're actually making great progress on our research.
He's so like that's the thing, right? I wanted him to be so
Maybe
just detached, like just unavailable.
That was weird.
The only time he's really able to do anything is when he's like working. Because that was the case, you know? You can't go through something like that and just be okay. And that was like one of the main ideas for this entire story.
I saw you at Dr. Connor's lab. Who was that other guy? What did he give you? Is this why the doc was acting so weird? Do you know the guy?
The
who
Mr.
talked to
Krabs
you?
sound effects
You
are
know
so
anything?
funny.
Not so fast, Spider-Man.
What? Why? I'm trying to unearth some criminal behavior here.
There's gonna be like another plot point with this character too, this cop, and how he was kind of like my idea for him was that he lost his brother in the war, but he has the mentality that a lot of those kids had when they were signing up about being like a hero and taking up arms to fight injustice and stuff, and that's why he became a cop. But ultimately, he realizes that what he's enforcing, because this is also during the Great Depression, he's enforcing something bad, and he's also literally corrupt from being a part of being in Kingpin's pocket. So I wanted to have him slowly shift from being like this bad evil cop to somebody who tries to escape it, realizes he can't, and then ultimately is changed by the end of it through his experiences. His story is not quite as fleshed out as Dr. Connor's was, but I also had a real idea for where he was going to go. And I also still, like I said before, I want to finish this. Yeah, that's true.
Didn't stop you with the vulture.
And this was just... Sometimes I just put things in here to be like, yeah, I read the comics. I know what I'm talking about. Because I know, comic book fans are kind of like that. the little pop quiz. But, yeah.
Very different. He was literally about to eat an old woman, and he wasn't already down.
What are you doing?
Check this
What
out.
are you doing?
Whether you know it or not,
I gotta get him back on
get to
this,
the bottom
man.
of this.
I'm still friends with James, so I'm sure he'll be fine to come back.
Spider's
Man.
log. This city is once again in danger.
Another reason why I made this series is because I wanted to end every episode on Spider's Log with this beautiful saxophone tune playing that I just really love listening to.
Bodies litter the streets, and a new drug seems to be the blame. But why are the police so eager to cover it up? A mystery, to be sure.
I should remaster
Cat
this,
leaves.
but only after I finish actually doing
Look
part
at the
3,
doc.
4, and 5.
Say a thing or two about them.
Ugh. Were you not expecting to be friends with him in the future? No, I guess when I say I'm still friends with him, I guess I'm saying I'm kind of grateful that we've been able to maintain this friendship. You know what I mean? Because you never know with people. Like, I'm happy. Like, I know I wasn't really friends with the guy who voiced Kingpin, but I know he kind of isn't on the internet anymore. So I don't really know what I'm going to do about that. But I know Shooks can do a really good Kingpin impression, so I think I'm going to cast him. And this part, to be honest,
Hold that thought.
I did not know what I was doing here. I just put an arm here because I thought it would be an intriguing cliffhanger, but I still do not have any idea where this arm came from or what it means. Like, that's just one of those. This is one of those things. But yeah, that was Spider-Man Noir episode 1. This was, I haven't watched this video in a long time, probably in at least over a couple years, but it's reminding me how much I actually had planned for this series and how much I wanted for it. Lizard ate a dude? I think so. I think that's where I was going for. But at the actually, that could be something. Okay, I'm gonna consider it. But at the same time, though, the lizard formula isn't exactly where it is right now because it was going to be Kingpin that forcefully transformed Dr. Connors into the lizard because he was the one that was messing with all of Dr. Connors' genetic research. Because Dr. Connors isn't trying to become a lizard. He's not trying to do he is trying to grow his arm back and stuff, but what he's doing isn't what actually going to be his downfall. He's going to be, once again, this was another bit of the whole thematic plot point that I had for this, is that Dr. Connors was going to be an unwilling soldier in Kingpin's war, like he was in World War I. My idea was that he was conscripted and lost his arm. And then Kingpin sees him and knows that all the testing that Dr. Connors does with the genetic stuff will probably work best on Connors because he tested on himself. So he forcefully makes him actually become the lizard and then unleashes him on the police in the final battle. And that's why he's kind of on the loose and chomping dudes up and shit. And it was really going to be like a whole movie. I'm not even kidding. Is this the stuff you make on the fly? I thought about it. I really thought about it. I sat down for an entire day or an afternoon and I was writing this out. I was thinking what am I trying to say here? What are the plot points? What are the themes? And what does every character mean? I literally have a notebook. I wonder if I can find it still. But I had a notebook of all these things. Every single character, even the gangsters at the beginning of episode 2 had their own story going on. I really wanted to make this about each character and really flesh them all out. I had ambition for this, honestly. And I really, really am interested in this historical era, this 1930s Great Depression period. It's a really interesting time to me. it's just, and, like right before World War II, still not fully recovered from things of like the Great Depression and Black Tuesday, and World War One, of course, is still a big deal. And then you just start on the video, and I really do want to commit to finishing this because I still have these ideas. I think a lot about cool characters in the scenes, but in betweens and how to make them interesting. The problem with me, that's a problem that a lot of people have. That's also an issue that I was kind of facing. Is just how do I keep the narrative flowing, and a lot of it is just make sure each character is actionable, or well, it depends. I think not each character, because the point for Dr. Connors is that he's not actionable, is that he's not in control, and he's constantly being pushed around by the forces above him, and that's like. That was the whole point of view from his story. To be honest, the character that I actually have a least amount of plans for, and I think the least amount of interesting plans for himself, is Spider-Man Noir. I feel like he's a static character throughout, but that's not a bad thing. He himself doesn't go through a character arc. He is just a part of the ride and a part of the mystery, and he does what he can to help, and he tries to help as much as he can. But like the characters grow and change and shift around him specifically. Anyways. That is Spider-Man Noir. I had a lot to say about this. I am really sad that I don't want to say I abandoned this because I never ever thought I'm never going to work on this again because I really, really would love to work on Spider-Man Noir Part 3. I just know that Spider-Man Noir Part 3 is going to be such a huge undertaking, and that if I want to devote myself to it, I'm worried about how that could negatively impact my channel because I'm going to have to take some more time off. And I know I've already taken a lot of time off from my channel now, but now I'm in a mode where I feel like I really gotta be uploading consistently again to get my momentum back up. Because a lot of the YouTube game is about being on top of things, keeping the balloon up in the air. And at least that's how I feel like it's worked for me. If I'm able to make a lot of really high quality things and really quickly, and when people can expect them, then that keeps my name in people's minds. And I think that's kind of what's really been what propelled me to where I am now. But anyways, Spider-Man Noir. Honestly, when I finish this, it might be my magnum opus. I don't want to be sounding egotistical or anything, but like I truly have a lot of passion for this project and a lot of passion for the history behind it. And I feel like I am really actually trying to say something, which is kind of silly for a Lego animation about Spider-Man. But I don't know, man. Auto wins out, promise a video every month. That is a strategy, honestly. If you can promise like really high quality stuff like consistently, then people are gonna want to stay. But if anybody has any more questions or comments or things like that, I would like to hear them. If not, forever hold your peace because this video might be ending soon. It's much easier for him. I would like a team. I am gonna have to work for one though. Are we going to the other VC? I can answer that after the video. I'm interested. It's animation and interesting ideas that stay with me. Yeah, thanks, Storm. I mean, Storm, the voice acting on your end, bro. I feel like it has such staying power and identity. I really love it. I think Noir is a very interesting character, a pretty bright character thrown into the darkest times for some Americans. The darkest times. I really wonder when the true darkest times. I feel like cuz it's a lot of American history is hard on a lot of people. Do you hold auditions for voice on your Patreon server? I don't hold auditions. Usually, the most of the time, whenever I pick somebody to be a voice actor, it's just I hear their voice and think, "Damn, you could be a part of this," Of course, it doesn't mean you can't ever be if like I don't immediately think that about your voice, but like you can train. Anyways, the Great Depression the Great Depression was actually ended pretty much by World War II because America fought that war and won, and they're like, all right, to the victor goes the spoils, and that's pretty much it. The baby boom happened, economic prosperity that slowly turned into economic greed, and now here we are. Anyways, history is a really fascinating thing in my opinion. So much of the world we know today was directly caused by everything that happened in World War I and what the consequences are of it. That is pretty much the origin point of the world we know today. It's kind of crazy. Anyways, history. It's really fascinating, and I love it. But until next time, this has been Commentary Trax. Bro, the chat is shown in the video. Yeah, it is. It is shown in the video. You can see it. How did you hide the wires? I hid the wires. You can see the wire right here, actually. It's looping around the pole, and I have it So the way I build these sets is, you can't quite see it here, but I have these 8x8 plates, a lot of 8x8 plates, and they're held up by I think they're about 4 studs high. And I put like these, so you see the lights, right? The wire runs down behind the pole and directly underneath these plates, because there's seams that I can put them in between. And that's pretty much how I do it. You can kind of see the wire here. It goes in and it goes under the set, and you can see this wire. It's going into the set right now, and then it goes under. It runs under all the bricks and stuff, and into the connector to turn on the lights.
Adios.
That's pretty much it. Anyways,
Spider's log.
I should play that song. Let's see. Coffee break. Beta mix. This is like a Siva Gunner track. It's like not even like a real track. Oh no. No, where is it? No, where is it? Is it gone forever? Thank God I downloaded. Okay, no, here we go. I love this song. What? That's not it. Is it gone? It might actually be gone. That's insane. I have it downloaded, thank God. But wow, I'm actually so sad. I love that song. That's too bad. Anyways, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna play it. I don't know. Don't worry about it. Nintendo is but that's not even a Nintendo song. Oh, that's ridiculous. Oh wait, re-upload. Never mind. Damn it. Add L. Anyways, well, it's not Siva Gunner, it's Giva-san or whatever. It's the parody version of it, you know, because that's not an actual song Nintendo made. It's like one of those, like, they replaced the sound font for a different song. Anyways, that's all I can really say about that, y'all. Thank you all for watching this. Commentary tracks again. Spider-Man Noir is a great video. Go check it out right now. And everybody in the chat, say bye. Say bye. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.